Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Aishani and this is
Milan.
So in this vlog, we are going to talk about how we met and how we ended up on YouTube. I'm pretty sure you guys are curious and a lot of you don't even know who we are, so you guys can get an idea of who we really are and how we ended up here in this platform. So let's start with, how did we meet?
We met on a dating app.
Yes, we did meet on a dating app. We started talking. He hit me up first. I ignored him because I was on a family vacation at that time in Miami. And I was like, let me respond back to this guy whenever I come back. Come back from my trip. We start talking. And then I fly out to Chicago to see him, which was...
Of course she flies out for me.
Of course, whatever. It was just convenient for me to fly out at that time, so I flew out. There was nothing else to it.
Sure.
Whatever. When did I fly? It was like September.
It was literally a month and a half after we started over.
September of 2023, I flew out to Chicago. I met him and I was very shy. I don't know why. I was just like very nervous. Like, I've been talking to this guy for so long and it wasn't even that long. It was like a month and I was just like, I don't know how he's gonna be. Am I gonna be stuck for the weekend with him? I was just so nervous. I had all these like jitters. Yes.
Remember when I picked you up from the airport? Full car ride to downtown. I kid you not, this girl was sitting with her legs facing the door. She would not look at me at all. She would not make eye contact at all. She started blabbing once we got out of the car. That's when she started talking. I was like, whoa, you're finally talking now. She was like facing away from me and just talking. I was like, bruh, just make eye contact with me, talk. What?
I was so nervous. I had all these like jitters in my stomach and I was just like, what if I don't like him? What if I like him? I don't know how the weekend was gonna be. But it actually went pretty smooth. We did a lot of things. He had this whole itinerary planned for us and we did a bunch of stuff.
I got you so tired.
I was literally drained and my energy was drained by the time I flew back out to NC. I was, oh my god, we did so much.
But you didn't forget that weekend though. You still remember it.
Alright, but yeah, so that was a good time. And then I come back and I'm just like, alright, are we gonna hit it off? We're gonna keep talking, are we not? And I was like, let me just give this guy another chance. So we kept talking and then I told him to come to NC to meet me this time. So he was just like, I'll do that. He flew to NC the second time, which was I think in November.
In November, yeah. It was literally the next month. It was the next month.
It was October, November. It was early November you came? End of November.
Because we met mid-September. So it was literally a month after.
And then he came to NC and tell them about NC. What was NC like for you?
It was completely unexpected. I thought it was going to be like, well, let me backtrack. So I've been to Philadelphia, New Jersey, Maryland, all those little smaller states, right? I thought it was going to be like that. So when I got there, it was the complete opposite. It was the polar opposite. It was just like Chicago as far as the suburbs and stuff like that. Obviously, like the city's not that great.
Whatever.
But suburbs and everything was amazing, so I really liked it. I actually liked it better over there than here in terms of the suburbs.
He hadn't seen NC at that time. That was his like first time coming, and for me, Chicago wasn't a change because, or it wasn't like shocking for me. My dad's sister lives in Chicago, so I've been to Chicago a couple of times, and I've seen the city and the suburbs here, so it wasn't like a complete shocker for me. But for him, it was definitely new. And he actually liked it, so that was surprising for me. I didn't think he was gonna like it, but he actually really liked it.
No, I like it. I still like it a lot.
When he came, I showed him NC. We got to know each other more, and that was our meeting. And then we talked for a couple months. Meeting, whatever you call it. But we talked for a little bit after that, and then it was January rolled around of 2024, and I was just like, it was my birthday, and he's like, I want to do something special for your birthday. And what? He's like, you have to fly down. And I was like, oh, what do you plan on doing? So I just thought it was going to be a whole surprise birthday trip. Didn't think anything much of it. And I was like, oh, I can fly down for my birthday. I didn't have any plans or anything else going on. So I flew down for my birthday, and this man had a whole surprise planned. What did you do? Tell them what you did.
So I asked her out the day she came here. It was, I believe, right? Thursday.
Yes. It was January 18th.
Oh, you remember? Yeah. So, anyways, I got this penthouse. I decorated it. I got her a Jimmy Choo bag, and we should show a snippet of that in here.
Oh yeah.
So we can.
I'll share with you guys a little bit of what he did, so you have an idea.
Yeah, but so much planning went into that. I actually got it the night prior. Moving in there and everything with all that stuff, it took a while. Especially I had to lie to her too, like, oh no, I have to help my mom or something. When I was actually just driving down to the city, and I was literally stuck in traffic for like an hour and a half. But I ended up making it, and I also probably slipped up a few times.
You slipped up on Velvet Taco because he was the night before we were on FaceTime. He was already over there at that location, and I was just like. It was dark.
I didn't have dinner.
No.
I had to leave right after work. I got off late that day too, right? So I was hungry. I wanted a Velvet Taco. And Velvet Taco is only in the city. We don't have it in the suburbs. We do now, but like 2 years ago, it wasn't even in the suburbs. So I thought she was going to catch me on that, saying, I thought you don't have Velvet Taco in the suburbs. But I was like, no, we do. It's literally right by my house. And then I had to switch the topic real quick. So she just like Google it or something.
And I went along with it because I was like, he's from Chicago. So I'm like, oh, maybe they have one in the suburbs. Because I know he loves his Velvet Taco. And he would always talk about it. But that time, he was like, they only have it in the city. But then I thought maybe they have one like far away in some like
I was
suburbs
scared you were going to literally Google it.
I know. I was so busy packing because I had to fly out literally the next day.
I got lucky because you were doing your own hair and stuff like that.
Didn't even think about it. And then the next day, I walk inside and this man literally has like, rose petals on the floor. It led to the bedroom and
the lights.
Yes,
the lights.
You got the lights, the box, balloons,
A&M initials.
And then I walk in.
And then your big present.
You had that, and the funny thing was, the light up. It said, "Will you be my girlfriend?" And I was just so emotional at that time. I didn't think about anything. I was so busy looking at everything that was on the floor, all the stuff that he had decorated. He turned on the light, and I didn't even bother reading it. And he was just like, waiting for my answer. He's like, so yes, no. But I did not even see the sign.
She saw the bag right away, though.
I saw the bag, and I was just like, oh, Lord. And then he was like, did you see the sign? And I was like, what sign? And then he shows it to me, and I was like, oh, my God.
I thought it was going to be pretty obvious, because like, that lit up the room.
I completely
that literally lit
did
up
not
the room.
see it. Me being me. This is crazy. There's no way. Why did I had a great weekend. I got back, and that's exactly when I told my parents about him. I was like, I met with a guy. He's a good Jew. They live in Chicago. The parents, you have to tell them all the details. Told my mom everything.
Especially
I was very nervous to tell my dad.
Especially your dad.
I was nervous to tell my dad because he was out somewhere at that time with his friends. So I was like, I'll wait for him to come back home and then I'll tell him in person. But my mom, I told her over the phone. I was like, well, get to know him and then we'll decide where it goes from there. I was like, okay. His mom already knew about me. And they hadn't met me yet though. They knew about me, but they hadn't met me.
You just literally showed your dad the picture, didn't you?
My dad was like,
what is this? What is this?
I remember this man literally woke up. I could you not. I was at home at that time. He wakes up and I go in his room. I was just like, all right, I've got to like put myself together. And I was like, I'm going to go in the room. I'm going to walk in and I'm going to tell him. And he's like awake. He's sitting on his bed and I'm like, Diddy. And he's like, what? And I was like, I have some news to share. And he's like, what is it? And I pull up Milan's picture that was like on my phone and I just like give it to him. It was a picture that we took that weekend and I was like, I met with a guy this weekend. I was like, this is him. And I told him that it might be going somewhere. And he was like, who is it? And then he was just like staring at me and I was just like, oh my God, did I say something wrong? I was so nervous. And then he asked like, what's his name? All that information. I gave it to him. Both the parents met a couple months later. All that stuff happened. And during the Navratri time is when I told the rest of my family members about him. And he did the same. He did it a little bit prior to Navratri. But he shared the news with both sides of our family.
Everyone was so happy.
And literally right after that, a month or something later, we decided on the engagement date. So we decided on the engagement date and then...
Engagement, it's going to be actually a year this month?
It's actually going to be a year. I cannot believe it.
You got to backtrack though. I proposed in... January.
So Navratri time, which was like November time, was when I ended up telling my family members. And then, or it was October time. October. And then we finalized a date in November. We shared that with everyone. The engagement was on March 22nd of 2025. And then at that time, Mila and I wanted to take an international trip. but we were deciding on where we should go. But he had other plans.
I already had everything planned. So it was either going to be in Greece or in Italy, specifically Lake Como. But we didn't do Greece because it was going to be cold during the wintertime. Couldn't enjoy the water.
And a lot of the stuff was closed.
It just didn't make sense. So I ended up just choosing Lake Como, and then I connected with a few planners. Shout out Sabrina. She was the best. Yeah, amazing. She literally, it's still unbelievable. Everything came to life exactly how I wanted to. And she loved it as well.
I absolutely loved it. And for those of you that are thinking about proposing to their girls or girlfriend, whoever it may be, whatever it is, in Europe, definitely check out Sabrina. She was amazing and she will do everything that you ask for.
Definitely. And I'm literally so picky on things. Yeah. I'm literally so picky and I need it 100%. It cannot be 99.9. It needs to be 100 or above. It needs to be perfect or I get so annoyed. And she literally, every question she would ask about Aishani, I'll be like, no, here, I know this, I know that. She's like, wow, you actually know a lot. And
that was the thing. She actually, when I met her for the first time, which was the day of the proposal, right after everything was done, he proposed, we did our photo shoot and everything, and she came up to me and she was telling me, she was like, this man literally knew everything about you, from like colors that he picked, everything that you wanted, what dress you were gonna wear, or he literally
knew
all that everything.
Yeah, I had literally
and she was like, it made my job so much easier because she was like, not a lot of people know all these little details, but this man literally knew it all. And I was so shocked hearing it from her mouth. I was like, there's no way, this man literally knows me inside out. And I was like shocked.
I literally told her I want the theme to be like pastel colors, and she's like, there's no way this man knows everything.
Because I was telling him about it, I was like, I want this. I didn't want to do the whole red theme. I wanted something different.
I don't want to do the red theme anyways.
Both got everything that we had hoped for. I got my dream proposal and he did it the way he wanted to.
Tell them your reaction and how you started crying.
I did not start crying. I had tears in my eyes, but I did not start crying.
So she was crying?
I was shy.
No, wait. So when you have tears in your eyes, what does that mean?
I had a drop of tear, but I didn't want it to roll down my cheek.
And then she tried making me cry. She's like, why are you crying? I was like, bro, I'm not crying. I'm emotional, but I'm not crying.
No, I'm just a very shy person. I was like, oh my god, these people are lectures on me. I don't want to start crying here.
You hate attention.
I hate attention, and that's what's so funny is that we're over here talking to you guys, and now we're sharing a little bit of our life with you guys. And it's just crazy to me because that's exactly at the proposal was when he really started telling me that I should start vlogging and at least start making reels on like TikTok. And so I didn't really take it seriously. I was like, you know what? I don't want to do it right now. I'm like already a very shy person and I can't see myself just being out there. And didn't take it seriously. And here we are on YouTube. Can you imagine us two on YouTube?
I can't even see myself doing this. I thought this was going to just be a solo thing. I didn't think I was ever going to be included in this, but here we are.
All because of Milan. This man is the one that convinced me. There's more of like how I actually got to YouTube, but there will be a part 2 where I will share when it actually started. But beginning of the year, I was just like, I don't want to do anything. Proposal went amazing. We explored Lake Como, went to Milan, had an amazing time, had a lot of good food as well. So that was good. And then what was it? And then it was March already. We came back, we were planning for the engagement. There was a lot that needed to be done. We just got busy with that. And March 22nd, we officially got
engaged?
Indian engaged, you can call it. Had the whole ceremony here in Chicago. And it's about to be almost a year since we got engaged, which is crazy because time flew by.
Literally in 2 weeks.
Literally. Time literally flew by. I don't know where it went.
We'll save the rest for part 2.
Yes, and the rest will come in part 2. Stay tuned. Crazy year, and there's a lot more that's coming. Just wait for part 2. But I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog and see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Peace!